Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, why am I not where I want to be? Why does it feel like everybody else has it figured out while you're stuck not living up to your potential? You're not alone, because I've been there too. Feeling like no matter how hard you try, you're just not enough. Not confident enough, not productive enough, not successful enough. And with the end of the year creeping up, that pressure, that need to feel like you have everything figured out can be overwhelming. But here's the truth of the matter, a lesson that I had to learn myself. You don't need some major life overhaul to become the woman you know you can be. You just need to make small, intentional shifts right now that will completely change how you feel about yourself and how you show up in the world. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 21 ways to reinvent yourself and become the it girl you were always meant to be before the year ends. Confident, radiant, and finally in complete control of your life. I promise you, you are not stuck. You just need a little nudge, a little push, a little advice, and this video is it. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lana. My entire channel is dedicated to helping you unlock and unleash your very best self. So grab a cup of tea, light a candle, and let's get started. If there's one thing that's gonna make you feel like you have your life together, it's having a solid, non-negotiable morning and evening routine. And you may be wondering why. I'm sure you've seen all these videos talking about morning routine this, morning routine that, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., whatever, all these types of morning routines, but why? It's because how you start your day and how you end your day set the tone for everything in between. Having those little rituals that are just for you, whether it's a skincare routine, a quick meditation, or journaling, all give your day structure and intention. If you've been a fan of my channel, you know for me, my mornings are sacred. I wake up, I get some sunlight, I hydrate, I spend a couple minutes stretching, meditating, I journal, and I do my skincare routine. Those are some of my non-negotiables. At night for me, it's all about winding down, lighting some candles to set the mood, reading, no screens, and really just giving myself some time to reflect on everything that happened that day. The difference between my life before I had these routines and having them now is like night and day. It helped me level up my life so much that now it just looks completely different. Having these non-negotiable routines will help you feel grounded even when life is so chaotic. It's about sending a message to yourself that you are a priority, no matter what else you have going on in the day, who else you work for. None of that matters. When you take the time to show up for yourself morning and night, you build trust with yourself. And that's what makes you feel grounded, centered, and ready to conquer anything. If you need help on how to build your morning or evening routine, I have so many videos that will help you craft the perfect routine for you and your life. So make sure you check those out. Okay, so let's talk about goals. If you're anything like me, you probably write a huge list of goals and then wonder why you get nowhere with it. It's so easy to feel overwhelmed or even get disappointed by not achieving when you set out to try to accomplish everything at once. I'm telling you, I used to just set a million different goals for myself and then feel so stressed and so down on myself when I didn't achieve them. But I finally learned the trick that actually helped me start achieving my goals. And that is, don't try to do everything at once. What you're gonna do is focus on 5 areas: work, finances, health, relationships, and self-development. And just set 1 to 2 goals for each of these areas every quarter. When you break it down like this, everything just seems a little bit more achievable because you're not trying to take just, a chunk of everything at once. You're able to climb the ladder and get to your ultimate goals, but still feeling like you're achieving little milestones along the way. This method is not only going to keep you focused on your goals, but also help you celebrate the little wins along the way. And you're actually going to start making progress because you're not spreading yourself too thin. Small focused steps are what's actually going to lead you to becoming a new you. Bestie, we have got to stop being our own worst enemies. I know it is so easy to fall into a habit of constantly criticizing yourself. Trust me, I've been there, and if I'm honest with you, there are times that I'm still there. I'm not a perfect person. I would tear myself apart over everything. Whether it's how I looked, how I did my hair, how I did my makeup, how my body looked, what I achieved, what I didn't achieve, what my grades look like in comparison to others, the skills I lacked, how I handled relationships. Everything to me was just lack. Don't have. Don't look like. I was never acknowledging like anything that I had. It's just everything that I did not have, everything that I wasn't. But that's when I had to be real with myself because beating myself up all the time was so paralyzing. I realized that talking like that to myself and honestly just looking down on myself was crippling me, holding me back from any real growth or progress. I want you to think about that inner voice in your head and what it said to you the last time you messed up or you saw somebody that had something that you wanted or just simply didn't meet a goal. What did she say to you? Was it, I'm not good enough, I'll never get it right? Or worse, that little voice inside your head beating you down? She's not your friend and she does not have your best self-interest if she's tearing you apart. Negative self-talk will keep you stuck. The truth is, you deserve kindness from yourself more than anybody else. Nobody owes you anything. The only person that owes you something is yourself. So I want you and me to make a pact today that whenever that little negative Nancy in your head starts to get at you, recognize it, take a second to stop and reframe it. Instead of saying I'm not worthy or I'm not good enough, instead say I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm doing my best. This simple shift will not only change how you see yourself, but also how you show up in the world, because you are enough. Next, I want you to take a look around at the people in your life. Are they lifting you up or are they holding you back? Because if you haven't heard it already, the people you're around are the people you'll become.
I don't need friends. They disappoint me.
If you're surrounded by negativity, jealousy, or people who just aren't growing, you'll start to shrink yourself to fit into their comfort zone. I cannot stress this enough, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you don't believe it already, you are a reflection of the people you spend your most time with. If you surround yourself by people who drain your energy or hold you back, you're gonna feel stagnant. But on the reverse side, when you surround yourself by people who inspire you, who challenge you, and who genuinely want to see you win, you're gonna elevate yourself without even realizing it. So you really need to start surrounding yourself by people who challenge you, make you think bigger, dream bigger, and most importantly, work harder. This doesn't mean that you need to cut everybody off, even though if they're toxic, I really think you should, but I digress. But you should definitely start seeking out people who are where you want to be. My family has always told me, if you are the smartest person in the room, that's not a room that you need to be in. If you're the richest person in the room, that's not the room you need to be in. If you're the most creative person in the room, that's not the room you need to be in. I really started practicing this myself a couple years ago because no tea, no shade, I was around people who actually freaking despised me. And I had no idea. I was completely oblivious. And it was honestly such a mind-boggling, really scary realization, because at that point, I was not the most inwardly confident person. Listen, I'm a Capricorn, so I don't like to show my cards. If I'm feeling a little self-conscious or not confident, you will never know that. You probably think I'm the most confident person in the room. I'm a very prideful person. But the people who I was around saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself at the time. And they tried in so many passive aggressive or even sometimes aggressive to put me in my place or dim my light. These are people who I thought were my friends. When I realized that these girls actually freaking hated me, I cut everybody off and I never looked back. If there's one thing that will make people hate you in this world, it's being confident in yourself. Insecure people who feel like they're stuck in their life, from family to friends to significant others, will try to destroy you. So always surround yourself by people who have something going for themselves and are confident themselves. If you're a confident person or are doing the work to become a confident person, you can never be around insecure people because it's always gonna rear its ugly head. I promise you this at some point in the relationship. Just stay away. It's so easy to get caught up in what's not going right, what you haven't accomplished, or just what's missing from your life. But the secret is, if you only focus on what you're lacking, you will always feel empty. And that's where gratitude comes in. Every day, take a moment and write down 3 things you're grateful for. And it honestly doesn't have to be anything huge. It could be something as simple as, I'm grateful for the sunshine today, or I'm grateful for my morning coffee. Gratitude is something that shifts your mind from lack to abundance. And when you start looking at the good that already exists in your life, even the small things, you'll start to see it everywhere. You need to stop focusing on what's missing and start appreciating what's already there. Once I started doing this every single day, the change that started happening in my mind was amazing. I didn't even realize how much I already had that I was not appreciating, that I just wasn't grateful for. There are so many things that I worked so hard to accomplish that before, I didn't even look at it as accomplishments because I was always chasing the next thing. What's this? What's that? Why don't I have this? Why don't I have this? And I didn't take the time to appreciate all the steps, all the little progresses that I was making along the way. Practicing daily gratitude is one of the key parts of truly reinventing yourself. Staying organized is not just about getting more done, it's about mental clarity. When your day is planned out, you don't waste time or energy trying to figure out what to do next. I like to plan out my days, weeks, even months in advance so I can stay focused and avoid really any last minute stress. You should be using a planner, whether digital or physical, to map out your day-to-day goals and your to-dos. This is one of the key things that is going to actually help you be productive and stay on track. Plus, there's something to me that is so satisfying about checking off, every little thing on my to-do list. For me, I'm addicted to my iPhone calendar, the Notes app, and using the Good Notes app on my iPad. If I didn't have those, I literally do not know how I would survive because my brain is so scatterbrained. If I don't write it down, I'm not gonna remember it. Our next tip is about self-care, and this one is so important. Developing a body care ritual is not just about looking good, but feeling good in your skin. It's really one of the most loving things that you can do for yourself. When you just rush through your showers and never really take the time to take care of your skin, you may not realize it, but I promise it shows. Have you ever just seen those people that just look really clean or look like they smell good? It's because they're really taking the time to invest in their body care. And I don't just mean financially. Whether it's just taking a few extra minutes in the shower to exfoliate or investing in a really good, high quality body lotion. It's these small moments of care that are gonna make you really feel good and make you feel connected to yourself and also reflect in just the way that you look. But it's not just about how it'll make you look, it's also how it's gonna make you feel. When you take the time to care for your body, you're sending a message to yourself and others that you think you're worth the effort. And that's gonna boost your confidence like nothing else, I promise you. I'm gonna be honest with you and say that I really used to think that affirmations were kind of pointless. But that's only because I wasn't doing it right. After seeing all of the changes in my life from actually incorporating them properly, I realized just how powerful and life-changing affirmations and manifestations are. Speaking positive affirmations and manifesting positivity in your life are gonna bring it into existence and completely alter your entire mindset. Just like I said, stop speaking negatively to yourself. The words that you say to yourself matter. When you start affirming things in your life like, I'm worthy of success, I'm capable of achieving my goals, or I attract positivity, something is gonna start shifting inside of you. You're actually gonna start believing it, and then it's gonna come true. Manifesting is all about aligning your thoughts with your actions and creating a mindset that invites success into your life. You really have to believe it. I'm telling you, you have to believe it before you can ever achieve it. Trust me, once you start practicing manifestations and affirmations, you are going to be amazed by how differently your life looks. Along with affirmations and manifesting, I also love creating vision boards, which is also really a form of manifestation. I think that vision boards are a powerful tool for bringing your goal, or actually bringing the things that you want, your goals, to life. Having that visual representation of your dreams, which is what a vision board's purpose is for, makes it feel real and tangible to you. For me, I'm the Pinterest queen. I love using Pinterest to create my vision boards. I like to update it every season or every quarter, and I'm actually due for one for the fall. So let me know if you want me to show you how I build my vision boards. And they really help me reflect on what I want to accomplish or the things that I want to attract into my life. I know socializing can seem so terrifying at times. Maybe you don't feel super confident in group settings, or you don't know how to hold a conversation without feeling awkward. Girl, I promise you, I've been there too. If I haven't already shared this with you, I'm somebody who suffers from crippling anxiety. I'm talking about the sweaty, drenched palms, feeling like my throat is closing type of anxiety. But here's something that I learned that I want you to also remember. Social skills aren't something that you're born with. They're something that you learn. And just like everything else, the more you practice, the better you'll get. You don't even have to go all in at once. You can really start by watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, reading books, all about how to become a better conversationalist. Being a better conversationalist is all about listening more than you speak, and asking open-ended questions that invite those deeper conversations that you may be looking for. Trust me, once you get the hang of it, you'll realize that socializing is actually kind of fun. I'm not just saying that you need to socialize and become a better conversationalist for no reason, right? Who you know is where you'll go. Your network, your networking skills, your ability to socialize is directly linked to the success that you will have in life. The connections that you make are going to further you, whether it be your friendship, mentors, business partners, whatever. You need to learn how to socialize. You're not gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna level up. You're not gonna be able to reinvent yourself by staying in the house all day. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. The first year that I went to New York Fashion Week as an influencer, I went by myself. No friends, nobody, just me. I didn't really know anybody in New York. The only connections that I had there were the companies that invited me to go to a couple different events. I was so nervous and so overwhelmed because I'm just like, I just felt so out of my depth, so out of my league. I just felt like everybody was a better conversationalist, more accomplished, knew more people than I did. It was really just such a nerve-wracking experience. And I'm talking, I was in rooms with your favorite influencer's favorite influencer, like people who I watched when I was 12 on YouTube, right? At the moment, I really just felt so alone, so out of place. And I had nothing left but to tap into this skill that I had honed myself. And that is socializing. Just going up and starting conversations with people is what finally helped me break out of my shell. And just going up and talking to people, you realize, oh, you're not the only nervous person in the room. You're not the only person here by yourself. You're really never alone in your feelings. Just from doing that and, pushing myself outside of my comfort zone and using my conversation skills, I was able to build so many amazing connections there. So I urge you to build this skill for yourself if it's something you don't already have. Over time, I promise you'll start enjoying it. Everybody doesn't feel confident all the time, but your confidence in social situations is gonna grow more the more that you practice it. Let's talk fashion, but not in the wear what's trendy, super expensive wardrobe kind of way. I want you to be investing in clothes that actually make you feel comfortable and confident, not what people tell you you should feel comfortable and confident in. For the longest time, I myself found myself buying into trends that really just didn't suit me or were extremely poorly made. And I felt like with my fashion or my fashion sense, things that I had in my closet, I was really just faking it. It was when I started investing in quality pieces that fit me, not just my body, but fit who I am and who I want to be, who I am as a person. Pieces that made me feel powerful, elegant, confident, and most importantly, myself. Everything changed. Another thing that I stopped doing is believing that I needed to fit into a certain fashion aesthetic. I'm somebody who's really just always kind of been a chameleon. One week I might want to dress this way, the next week a completely different way. You don't need to fit into anybody else's box to have style, be stylish, simply feel confident in what you're wearing. When you truly love and feel confident in what you're wearing, it changes the way you walk, the way you talk, really the way that you own a room. Try to think about the long term and not the short term, and invest in clothes that reflect the best version of you. Find out what textures of fabrics, shapes, and styles work for you and use that to your advantage. When you feel amazing in what you're wearing, it shows in everything that you do. So find your own personal style, not anybody else's. Invest in quality key pieces and wear what makes you feel like the best version of yourself. I have so much more to say on this topic, so definitely let me know if you guys want an individual video of me breaking this down. Personal growth isn't just about how you look or how productive you are. It's also about what's going on in here. I'm talking about keeping your mind sharp. You need to be constantly taking the time to improve your mind. Whether it's reading a new book, listening to a podcast, or watching a thought-provoking YouTube video essay, constantly feeding your brain new information keeps you sharp, inspired, and ready for whatever comes your way. Reinventing yourself is also about investing in your mental growth as well. There's this saying that I have, and it may trigger some people, so don't attack me. Honestly, you can. I really don't care. It's the case of a hometown hero. A hometown hero to me is those people that you went to high school with that are in the same town, the same position, and the same mindset that they were in when you were in high school. They haven't done any work to expand their minds out of the things that are familiar to them. Yeah, I'm talking about the Facebook warriors. I don't know about you, but I, for one, never want to be considered a hometown hero. The easiest way to do this is by stepping outside of your comfort zone and expanding your mind. You can't do that in the same position all the time, with the same mindset, the same ideals, only staying within, your comfort box. It really doesn't have to be complicated. If you just dedicate 15 to 30 minutes every single day to learn something new, you've done yourself a justice. You'll be amazed by just how much more intelligent, capable, and confident you feel when you invest in your mental growth. One way for you to reinvent yourself is something that might actually surprise you, and that's investing in quality sleepwear and underwear. In one of my favorite movies of all time, The Devil Wears Prada, there's this opening scene where you see all these different women in their different houses getting ready for work, and they're all wearing the most beautiful pajamas and underwear in comparison to the main character whose name is Andy, and she really doesn't try it all. She just picks up, a random ratty pair of panties and puts those on. When you think about her in comparison to these women who actually put time and effort into even, their underwear, you get the feeling that these are beautiful, powerful, confident women who just really have their lives together. And that scene is something that has always stuck with me to this day. And I saw it when I was a little girl because I always knew in that moment that I wanted to be like those women and perceived like those women and never like Andy. I know it may seem simple or even trivial to some people, but wearing something beautiful, even under all your clothes or at night when you're going to bed, to me is a form of self-respect. Even if nobody else sees it, it's for you. And you're gonna feel that difference in how you carry yourself. It's like a little secret luxury just for you. And I love that. When you wear something that makes you feel amazing, like silk pajamas or a really well-fitted lace bra, I just think that's so empowering. This little shift is gonna remind you that you deserve your best always. Self-care isn't just skin deep. We can't forget about what we're putting inside our bodies too. I'm not talking about going on some extreme diet, starting a calorie count, or even cutting out food that you love. It's about finding that balance and giving your body what it needs to feel energized and alive. Start small by adding more whole foods into your meals. Drink more water. Really start to pay attention to how different foods make you feel. Your body is talking to you all the time. It's time that you actually start listening to it. When you start nourishing your body properly, your energy, mood, and even your skin is going to Praise the heavens. Thank you. Thank you. She's finally doing me right. Thank you. She's finally taking care of me. Thank you. Since I've been on my own personal health journey, I've tried so many different trends and fads that just never seem to stick with me. However, once I started actually intuitively listening to the things that my body was telling me it needed, it's been so much more rewarding actually eating cleaner and healthier without it feeling like it's a hassle. You've probably seen and heard so many videos about romanticizing your life. I'm here to tell you that it's actually important. However, romanticizing your life isn't just about the aesthetics that you may see. The aesthetics, I love them, but it's not all about that. It's really just about finding the beauty in every day. It's about you lighting the candles, spraying the perfume, buying the fresh flowers, doing whatever is gonna make you feel special. I've told you this before, but you should always treat yourself like the main character in your story because you are. I used to be somebody that always felt like I needed to wait for the right moments to do certain things or to use certain things, to spray that expensive perfume or wear that outfit. I needed the right occasion until I realized that I can literally make every single second of my life special if that's what I want it to be. Life isn't always about the big moments, because if you wait for the special occasions or the big moments, you're not going to enjoy life. You're always waiting for something instead of making your life every day special. When you treat yourself and you romanticize yourself and you romance yourself, you'll genuinely feel that life is more rewarding and fulfilling. Because even the smallest things, even the smallest little things like buying yourself a latte are gonna become sources of joy. Nature is always gonna be the ultimate reset button. Whether it's a 10-minute walk around the block, spending time at a park, going to your local beach, spending time outside will refresh your mind, boost your mood, and really just make you feel more connected to yourself. You should be making a point to try to go outside every single day. And if you can't go outside, get some fresh air every single day, even if it's just for a short walk. As a naturally introverted person, I literally can spend days, weeks on end cooped up in my house, and that is not good. It's actually like insane. But I had to realize like, oh wait, I've been in my house for 4 days in a row and I haven't left. I haven't gotten any fresh air. And it was actually making me so like insane. It was making me crazy. Thankfully, my apartment building has a rooftop, so I can just go up there, get some fresh air, clear my mind a little bit. Whenever I don't feel like actually like going out and braving the world, I'll go up there, have a cup of coffee. I'll even set up shop, set up my laptop and get some work done up there. And this is just a small way that I'm getting outside and getting that fresh air. That's something that you can do too. I promise you, the more you try and get outside, your mind is going to thank you. Getting a new hobby is the perfect way to reinvent yourself. Whether it's taking up painting, learning a new language, pottery, cooking, whatever it is. Hobbies give you something fun to focus on that's just for you. It's a way to express yourself, but also feel accomplished in trying something new. And really, honestly, truly, it just makes you more of an interesting person. I love talking with people and learning about all like the really cool, obscure hobbies that they do. It just makes me think that you're so cool, you're so interesting. And quite frankly, I think that's why I get a little confused on why women are still centering anybody, whether it be, relationships or whatever, more than themselves. Like if you are having trouble, if you're, your mind is focused on anybody that's not you, that isn't good for you, you need to get a hobby. Like you need something that's going to be occupying your time that will pull you away from those bad habits. And it's also going to make you a better person in the long run. One of my current hobbies is learning Spanish. I feel like I've been learning Spanish forever. I learned it in school, but I never really took it seriously. But I started taking it so seriously. I do like an hour a day. I want to become fluent before the end of the year next year. I just feel like it's not really cool to be monolingual, and I really want to learn at least 2 more languages before I turn 30. We are all so connected to our screens, myself included, but that's why it's so important to take time to disconnect. Take time to step away from social media, step away from the constant notifications, and just be present in the here and the now without all, the blue light and buzz. All that constant stimulation has such a negative impact in our lives. And it's gonna feel uncomfortable at first because it's like, detoxing from a substance. You need to detox from the internet. You need to detox from your screen. But the more you do it, you'll feel less stressed, more peaceful, and more in tune with yourself. And you'll feel less inclined to participate in all that brain rot and all the other just garbage that is so prevalent online. The easiest way that I started incorporating, no screen time into my routine, especially as somebody who is constantly has to be on my phone and using things just because of the nature of my job, is to have non-negotiable no screen times in my day. For me, my non-negotiable no screen times is the first hour that I wake up and the last hour that I go to bed. No screens. And just also through the day, if I'm not working, I really try not to be on my phone. I really try not to scroll on social media. And once I stopped, I really don't feel the need to do it constantly the way that I was doing it in the past. That is gonna make you feel so much more in tune with yourself and less controlled by just, you know, the things that are going on online. One of the hardest lessons that I had to learn is that exercise doesn't have to be intense for it to be effective. I tried everything from solid core to HIIT to CrossFit, Barry's boot camp, and I just could not get into it. I hated it. I hated going to class. Now I'm somebody who works out 5 to 6 times a week because I want to, and I'm somebody who used to despise going to the gym and working out simply because of the environment, really the culture around it. And I had to step back and realize that it was because of the structure of these classes. I don't like loud music blaring at me in the morning. I don't like my instructors screaming at me or, you know, just making me feel like I'm in a boot camp. And I really don't like to be in any type of unnecessary pain. It has the complete opposite effect. It does not motivate me at all. It makes me want to quit and just like never come back. And that's what I started doing. That's what I was doing. That's why nothing stuck. However, you don't need to be in those type of environments to have a good workout. Don't let anybody tell you different. So much research has shown that these high impact workouts put so much stress on your body that it could have a negative and opposite effect of what your fitness goals are. So if your goal is to lose weight, if you're so stressed, it's actually gonna make you bigger or make you retain more weight. Discovering low impact exercises like Pilates, yoga, bar, and even just walking completely changed my life, and it will completely change yours if you don't like those types of environments. They are incredible for your body and your mind. They keep you active without completely burning you out and making you feel like trash after a class, and they're so easy to fit into your daily routine. And I really don't like to be in any workout environment where there's a lot of men. If there was an all-woman gym in my area, that's where I would be. Once I found the right types of workout that actually work for me, it's become a non-negotiable in my life. I actually look forward to going to the gym and working out. Start with something small, gentle, low impact, and see the transformation it actually will make in your life. One of the simplest but most effective ways to keep your body moving and look your best is trying to get in at least 10,000 steps a day. It's such an easy way to stay fit and active without overthinking it. Whether you're walking to the store, taking a stroll around your neighborhood, or just getting up from your desk and walking around more often, all of those little steps add up and you'll feel more energized and clear-headed and more like yourself because of it. It's also shown that similarly to low impact exercises, walking has more of an effect on weight loss than running. Can you believe it? So put on those walking shoes, ladies. And there you have it, 21 foolproof ways for you to reinvent yourself before the year ends. I know life can get overwhelming at times, but these small intentional changes are gonna have such a huge impact in your life. It's gonna make all the difference and help you become the person you were always meant to be. You don't need to wait for a new year, a new month, or even a new week. Start today because you deserve to be the it girl, the very best version of yourself. So which of these 21 tips are you gonna try first? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this one on helping you unlock and unleash your very best self. Don't forget that we're on this journey together, and I can't wait to see all of the amazing things that you accomplish, the new you. So until next time, I love you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Kissing and hope the cutters, whether they like it not. I wanna show you up, I wanna show you up. I wanna brag about it, I wanna tie the knot. I wanna show you up, I wanna show you up, I wanna show you up.